Joe Biden thinks that Nancy Pelosi is
140 years old.
And he says it on camera. Look at the video. Listen, check this out, bro. Check this out. You thought that comment was bad. Here's the background. When did Nancy Pelosi save us from the Great Depression? The Great Depression started in 1929. Okay? Wait till you see this video of Uncle Joe. You're gonna fall out of your chair. Watch this.
Leading the way, you never had to worry about whether the bill would pass. She said she had the votes. She had the votes every time. And she had the votes, so many life-changing pieces of legislation. She helped rescue the economy in the Great Depression.
Okay. All right. Now let's unpack this. The Great Depression started in 1929, 100 years ago. Okay. The average age of someone in Congress is 40 to 45 years old. So Nancy would have been 40 then. She's 140 years old now. She actually looks 100.
I was going to say, have you not seen her?
Okay.
Her and Diane Frankenstein?
I know. those two characters from San Francisco, one's 140, one's 240. But does it bother you that he makes a speech saying Nancy Pelosi had the votes? She rescued us from the Great Depression. And
they're all cheering it on.
And that was my point.
And they're all cheering it
instead of going, WTF, President of the United States. Are you going to say that Pelosi and Lincoln were homies? I mean, what's next, right?
She was actually trying to kill Lincoln. You know, Barry, there's this TV show or series used to be on TV called 24. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
With Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland. He was great.
It was really good, really good. Well, in the last season of that, there was a president that was in there, and he had Alzheimer's, and he couldn't remember stuff, and he was sometimes repeat himself, and he would say stuff. But this was about 20 years when this came out. So for a person in the White House that would say something and was completely off the ball, like repeating themselves, didn't remember where they were at, it was a major problem. All of the news media outlets would be talking about it. They would say, oh my goodness, what's going on? And the main reason, because the nut job has access to the football. And if the nut job would say, I don't care, let's do this, you know, because it's worked up, let's do this. Why not? But see, in this case, the nut job here is just a puppet. So whoever's controlling the strings, they have access to the football. So let me just stop. Let me
explain. The nuclear football is a suitcase that the Secret Service carries around everywhere the president goes. I mean, if he's in the bathroom, they're outside with the football, which is just basically a small satchel with the nuclear codes in it.
Yeah.
So the president of the United States can launch nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
And so everywhere he goes, somebody is carrying the football. That's what they call it. Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. So in this case, you have the puppet master that's controlling Joe Biden. And the problem is that the puppet master can have Joe Biden set off these nukes, and then they'll just blame him. And he won't know one way or another because he's completely oblivious to what's going on around him. I mean, he really is. They put him on something right before he go out, does it, you know, the State of the Union. They'll hop him up on something, and they'll go out there and they'll last for 45 minutes, and then he has to go away. But he still says gaffes during that entire time. He does it multiple times. And this is part of the reason why they refuse to allow him to go for a press conference unless it's once every 3 months or so. But
Yeah.
other than that, they refuse to allow him to go sit directly out there and talk to the press and just take questions without it being on the card. He can't do it because they know he'll start bringing up stuff that's irrelevant to everything, or he'll start, he'll hyperbole. I'm not,
Well,
I'm
like,
not
remember
hyperbole.
we talked about this. We talked about this a couple months ago. They zoomed in on the notes he had in
Yes.
his hand, and it said, "Call on whatever Susan," and then it was a picture of Susan.
Yep.
She will ask you da 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 da.
And
You
you
will
say,
say blah 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 blah.
wah, wah,
Then
wah, wah,
look
wah,
around
wah, wah.
for Steve from
Yeah.
the Washington Post. There's a picture of Steve.
Yep.
That's why he'll be looking around. Okay, where's Steve? Steve's next. Steve asked me about, and he'll just read right off the card.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so obvious he can't think, can't talk, can't walk, and as a result, 70% of America doesn't think he has the mental acuity, or 80% now, to continue. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know,
we have Hakeem Joffrey saying that Joe Biden's doing a great job. Karine Jean-Pierre. Oh, Joe Biden, he's strong enough. He does a great job. There should be penalties, Barry, for these people being in these positions and straight up lying. There should be penalties for it.
I would think.
It's been happening for years, for decades. But there should be penalties, because if you or I, we lied, if we went to Congress and we lied, they'll put us in jail.
No argument.
Penalties. I'm sick of it.
I'm sick of it too.